everyone enjoy the game.
I'm ready to go.
Alright, good evening everyone. Welcome to some Woodland Hawks football tonight at Woodland High School. Tonight we got a marquee matchup between the Torrington Red Raiders and the Woodland Hawks. And it's time to do the national anthem. So, brief intro and we'll get you started in just a minute.
Officials for tonight's game is referee is Dave Mariano, umpiring Jacko Gillette, Mike Anthony's field judge, Gary Cavino, lineman Glenn Durante, black judge, and on our timekeeper.
Alright everyone, time to get this game underway. So today it's Matt Hanks alongside Zach Arzano today for tonight's matchup. Looks like the Hawks are kicking this one off, which they haven't done in quite a while. So, last game, Zach Hawks come out on the road and upset the St. Paul Falcons. So they'll be looking to carry some of that momentum into the next game.
Definitely. What's going to win them this game is defense. A lot of the times that we've seen the Hawks lose, we've seen their death been big plays. One big play, one easy touchdown. If they can limit those, they have a good chance to come out on top here.
Yeah, and really, looking at the game, their last game seemed to be exactly what the Hawks didn't do. They didn't allow a big play other than that one St. Paul touchdown. No big plays given up defensively, as we see a squid kick. And
yeah, if you're able to hold your opponent to 8 points, a lot of times you are going to come out on top. So
yeah, defense definitely stepped up by far their best game defensively we've seen in quite a while. So we got Torrington's offense coming out for the first time tonight. Torrington coming off a win against Kennedy, only their second win of the season. So there they go, 1st and 10, run the ball up the middle, number 8, and he's breaking tackles, and he's off. Across 10, 5, and touchdown. So on the first play of the game, the Hawks defense not looking too strong, Zach.
Yeah, like we said, big plays, death of the Hawks. Start the game off with a big play. That's a lot to recover from.
Yeah.
Lost some momentum and 6 to 7, 8 points.
Yeah, and after looking at the team, I mean, they're basically in a very similar formation with St. Paul had last game, and the Hawks were able to stop it. This time, just a run right up the middle. Man was basically untouched. So, it's a
major unforced error.
Yeah, big unforced error, and now the Hawks offense will have to try to go out and respond. High snap, but the ball gets down, and it goes through the upright, so good. So 7-0.
For the first, it is Torrington 7 and the Woodland Hawks 0.
You gotta get your head up.
So on the injury front for the Hawks, looking at the team, it looks like 25 Zachary Kabusk, after having a very extensive time off, in pads today with the helmet on. And also Josh Hassan, a guy I'm very surprised to see in pads. We thought his season was over, but he's got his pads, got a helmet on, so you never know. Maybe have him play some maybe a little bit today, probably not 100%, but
they definitely don't want to put him back to his full role too quick. They don't want to risk that injury getting worse. I think they're just going to slowly work him back in and see what he's able to do and what he's comfortable with.
Yeah, and with 3 games left, including this game, be important to have number 56 in there. Then on the other side, Kabusk, before his injury, he was the leading tackler on the team. It's not the case anymore, but also a speed threat on the offensive side, so be important to have him back as we see a deep kickoff going over the head of Cochran, and he will begin his run past the 15 and taken down there, and a flag on the play, which would definitely help out Cochran after he let the ball go over his head.
The ball up to about the 12-yard line, but there is a flag on the play.
Yeah, the flag definitely negates that really good kickoff, actually.
Yeah, good kick. Torrington, they make the extra point, and then they start off with a good kick there, so looks like Torrington is a team with good special teams, which could become a factor. Only a 5-yard penalty for the face mask, so it's not as bad as if it was in the NFL, which we would have gotten 15 yards. Alright, so anyways, the Hawks coming out on offense. Krifka, Russo, and Cochran, the guys in the backfield. Ball goes to the freshman Russo with room to run, and he's got lots of room, and he's going upfield. Pat Smithfield's got all green to go. 20, 10, 5. Oh boy, Zachary, we might have ourselves a track meet tonight.
If you like defense, this isn't the game for you.
Not so far. And 2 offensive plays that have gone for touchdowns. As we'll see our man Automatic Angelo try to tie this one up here.
This is even very similar to that Rams-Jaguars games a couple weeks ago.
Oh, sure. Just one team scores the next. Which means we could be in for a long one tonight.
Great job, O-line.
And Automatic Angelo kicks another one through.
No surprise there.
No surprise. So a tie ball game. 7-7, and it's the freshman Russo. We thought we were going to see Kabusk come back and take his role back, but Russo, I mean, he's been proving it all season that he can become an asset offensively, and that big run will definitely help him out.
They don't have Nuffs tonight. I saw him not in full pads, but when you have someone doing that, might not need him back. Not right away, at least.
Yeah, absolutely. I would say, not having Nuss, he adds depth to that running, for the running offense. And Russo did a good job of filling in for him.
Yeah. One good thing Woodland has, they have a lot of depth there. So one guy's out, they have another guy ready to take a spot.
Yeah, and they didn't have Kabusk nor Nuss last game, and they still were able to put up a pretty good game offensively. It's another high kick, and the ball falls out of bounds.
Kick goes out of bounds on the 32-yard line. There is a flag down.
So the ball kicked out of bounds, and Torrington will take over at the 35-yard line. Let's see if one of these defenses can make actually a tackle here. As we are 11:37 left, it's tied up 7-7. And there we go.
Well, already better than the last drive.
All right, there we go. We got a tackle right at the 40-yard line, so a good pickup of 5 there. It'll be 2nd and 5.
Joe, but that's several other Hawks on the stop. Pick up a
Dude, get nice close and personal. I can't
shy
see
of
that.
5 yards. He brings up 2 in about 6.
There you
Here we
go.
go, Hawks! Right here, Hawks!
Now they can actually see the game. Another run inside. Do a good job plugging up the hole inside, so it'll make it a 3rd and around and a long, let's say 3rd and 3. Schmidt's the man on the tackle there. So 3rd and 3. And off inside. Oh, I don't know where the ball is. But there's a tackle. Looks like they ran that one outside. Still get the chains moving. Torrington's offense on 3rd down makes the conversion there.
1st and 10 from their 45.
1st and 10, ball at the 45. Now we're going to see the clock. Clock's starting to move a little bit here. Torrington taking their time to snap the ball. As they'll go outside with the quarterback, and the Hawks stop them. Right back at the original line of scrimmage. So, Zach, we saw a rough start. Gave up a big play early, but so far these Hawks have been limiting these runs, doing a lot better job tackling.
Yeah. I think that first one really woke him up. I think at first, he went untouched. It was not even like he broke some tackles. He just went right in. So the fact that they're able to now meet the ball carrier with more than one Hawk, that's great.
Yeah, those gang tackling, that's definitely going to help this team out. They did such a good job of doing that last week, playing St. Paul, who had a big power running back. We see a pitch outside. And Moore, the first one in there, and then finished off.
That's exactly what we're talking about, more than one Hawk.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good job by number 45. Moore's got great speed, setting the edge there, and preventing what could have been a big run to the outside. So Torrington, from what I'm hearing, is a team that can throw the football here. So I would not be surprised here on a 3rd and 12 situation for them to come back and try to throw the football here. And it's a throw to screen and tackle. That tackle made by Eddie Krifka. And that stifling Woodland defense that we saw last week is back on display right there. A nice job after giving up that initial first down on that drive.
Yeah, they're allowing the catch or the run, but they're not allowing anything after, if anything.
Yeah, that's exactly what you want. No broken tackles. We saw Torrington break one open early, but did a good job. And now we'll see the special teams unit come out. 2 men back for the Hawks, Farina and Cochran. Punting toward Cochran, and he muffs it. Eventually picks it up, spins off a guy, and now looking for room up field, but is tackled right there near that
flag on the play, it looks like.
20-yard line, and a flag on the play.
Woodland will take over on their own 22-yard line. 1st and 10.
Good job, defense!
And it's a legal block on the back for the Hawks. They'll be half the distance to the goal. The Hawks will start way backed up here at the 10-yard line, which last time they looked backed up too, but made no difference as Russo had that one big run. So the Hawks will look to keep some momentum going, keep that momentum going offensively.
Yeah, they just got to make sure they can't rely on those big plays. 80-yard runs aren't busted too often, so
yeah, especially with this offense. The defense knows what they're going to do. They know they're going to run the football. Just really depends on if the O-line can open up holes to get these Hawks going.
And this big old line definitely has the potential to do that.
Yeah, very experienced line, and I think after that bye week, they've really come off rested, and they look good. This ball goes to Krifka, and Krifka now with a lot of room. He's past midfield at the 50, 40, and finally pushed out of bounds. So this Hawks offense, it looks like, I don't know, man, it looks like a big play offense all of a sudden.
Yeah. I said you can't rely on big plays. I think Eddie and Nick are out there trying to prove me wrong.
Typically typically their big runs are the 8-10 yard variety, but this has been like 30 plus yards per carry from both guys. Torrington will have to call a timeout, and they're trying to get their defense back on track. It's thus far
for about 100 yards. I think they should be calling a timeout.
Yeah, they definitely have to talk to the defense. You know, maybe go over the game plan real quick right before this play here. So they had beaten Kennedy last week, close matchup. But other than that, it's been a really rough season for Torrington. But in their losses, they had lost games by very small margins. They lost to, I believe they only lost by 4 points to Naugatuck, only lost to 5 points to Seymour. Two of the better teams in the division this year. So even though they are losing, they have been playing these guys close. And as for the Hawks, they do have an extra win. They have 3 wins on the season. So they have the advantage in that regard, but they struggled more against those Naughty teams. But so far today, we've seen a good Hawks running game as Russo, he's bouncing off tackle. Oh, look at that! As he's tackled down right at the 15-yard line, so it's another 1st and 10.
Big run after big run.
Yeah, I mean, that was a good job breaking tackles and churning ahead. So far, the freshman, he's been the feature back. So you see Kabusk coming in on this running play, and it goes to him, and he's got room to the outside. He's trying to use the speed toward the pylon. He reaches. He is down right at the 1-yard line.
But that's that speed really being showcased.
Yeah,
someone had the edge on him. He just went right around him.
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, I don't think anyone set in the edge for Torrington. I saw it was a gaping hole for him to run through, and he just used that speid
to make sure he got to that sideline.
Yeah, to try to get to the pylon. So that ball's.
First and goal, Hawks.
So here we go. Got 1st and goal. This is where you really see Big Krifka being used inside here. They give it to him. He pushes that in. He's in. Touchdown, Hawks.
And as we hear from Dave so often, he keeps those legs churning.
Yeah, Dave not on the broadcast anymore. He got a job at the Pizza Palace, but he's here in spirit. His patented lines like he's an animal. I mean, keep those legs moving. As we got Automatic Angelo out for the extra point, it's up and it is no good. Missed it right. So a very uncharacteristic miss there for Angelo, who's basically been money.
Yeah, prior to this, his only miss was blocked. So.
Right. So tough miss. But he'll recover.
Definitely.
And I mean, Zach, so far this running game, I mean, we were thinking last game we saw a lot of passing out of Woodland Field, a little bit more than usual, and it worked out. But so far it doesn't look like they're gonna have to do that.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. If you're running for 15, or probably more yards of carry, no reason to abandon it right now.
Absolutely. So far, Torrington just has absolutely no answer, and like you said, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And I think definitely the offense that this Woodland coaching staff is trying to implement, they are fine running the ball every single play.
Definitely. They're not going to stop running until Torrington proves they can consistently stop it.
And that ball caught by number 7 of Torrington. They try one of those squid kicks again.
Torrington will take over.
Torrington will start near midfield here at the 46. Dude, make sure is that straight? Straight. You gotta earn that career, sir. There's a level. Torrington on the field for the 3rd time today. Again with a pitch outside, and that swamped by Eddie Krifka. So he's making plays on both sides of the field, offensively and defensively. So Man, looking pretty good so far.
As long as those two-way players don't get tired out, that's what you like to see. You like to see a wrap-up and met by more than one, bring them down.
Torrington will break the huddle here right at the 45-yard line. It'll be about a 2nd and 11. Mills right up on this receiver there. So they'll look to throw, and they got number 5 open there in the flat. And he'll get tackled past midfield, right around the 48-yard line. So it'll be a
pass to Jason Coleman.
3rd and 4 upcoming.
That was a good play. They made it 3rd and manageable. Yeah, it doesn't mean they have to pass now.
Yeah, absolutely. They could try to maybe run an outside run, or give it inside to one of their speed backs. So like I said, this is a team that can throw the football. They don't do it often, but when they do, it's typically successful. So here we go, 3rd and 4. They're going to drop back to pass. Quarterback out. And Joe Shea, the man in there, and he will swallow up the quarterback for a sack. Big number 88, Joe Shea with the sack of the quarterback, as Torrington special teams will come out for the 2nd time today.
We talked about two-way players. That's one of them right there. Catching passes at tight end and sacking the quarterback at D end.
Yeah, it looked like quarterback just rolled out to the right side, didn't have that initial read, so you also got to give credit to the coverage guys. But yeah, Shea got some good pressure. And number 88 is pretty hyped there on the sideline. That's pretty typical for number 88. He's
very emotional player.
Yeah, no, he's a very energetic guy. Low punt, but it's going to go to Cochran, and it'll roll to the 1-yard line. That's where the Hawks will have to start. But, I mean, they have been backed up before. We said it earlier.
They have. Every time I've said something, I went against what I said, so they definitely can go this field.
Yeah, you got to be careful here with the safety. Maybe just give it to Belinsky and, maybe have him run it 1 or 2 yards just to get him out of the end zone. What a big boy. Let me see that. Let me see it real quick. Let me see it. And the D-line jump there. So that'll definitely help the Hawks out, as they'll get a free 5 yards, and it'll be a 1st and 5.
You talked about maybe a short run to try to gain some space. I think they just tried to draw the D-line in the neutral zone, draw them off sides, and get it that way.
I mean, listen, if they take a delay, I mean, they could do as many hard counts as they want, because let's say they take a delay game penalty or whatever. I mean, how far can they back them up? They're right there at the goal line.
Half the distance to the goal is only a couple inches at this point, so. But now, obviously some breathing room, some room to really bust at anything
Maybe
now.
Break open another big run. So we'll see here. 1st and down. Flag on the play, as Russo's got a lot of room to run. He's running down the sideline and is propelled forward. Another 5 yards. But there is a flag. And it looks like 2 guys are moving for the Hawks, so an illegal motion penalty will unfortunately negate that big run for Russo.
And that 5-yard offsides penalty.
The Hawks brings the ball back.
So, right back to where they started.
Yeah. might have to make them jump again. Just go back and forth all game. So it's actually at half the distance. So it's about a 1st and 8 upcoming. Busts the man in motion, but the ball goes to Krifka, and he's got another gaping hole to run through as he fall forward past the 15-yard line, and the chains will move for another first down.
17-yard line.
And we've yet to see an answer for this run.
Woodland Hawks first down.
I'm looking at the holes that the offensive line is setting. They're massive. I can run through those holes there. Maybe. I wouldn't get I don't know if I can be able to make it from an 80-yard run. I'd probably run out of breath by the 50, but I could get, maybe a burst of 5, and then I'll get off and, get some water and just sit the rest of the game. This ball will go to Russo as he hurdles and falls forward.
Shortest run of this game has been 1 yard, and that was only 1 yard because it was a touchdown.
That's it.
Good for about 5 yards, brings up 2nd and 5.
Yeah, but at least they're moving. It's about a 2nd and a long 5. A bobbling ball ends up in the hands of Russo, but he falls ahead.
Russo with the carry.
Past the 25, so it'll be about at the 26, so a third and manageable here. Actually, no, a first down, so they'll keep the change moving, actually, so good. Ends up being a good run for Russo.
That's good enough for a Hawks first down.
Yeah, I was looking, it didn't look anywhere close, but hey, my depth perception probably not on point right now. Enough goes to Krifka inside, and he'll be swallowed up right there at the line of scrimmage. So a good job by the Torrington defense.
I think if you're Woodland, though, you still go with that run. That's just one.
Yeah, I know. He still got positive yards. He was able to push to get about 2-3 yards right there. So it'll be about a 2nd and 8. The speed back Kabuskin there, and the ball will go to him as he'll try to get some room outside, but he stopped right there at the 30, so pick up around 1 or 2, so we'll make call it 3rd and a long, 6 upcoming here for the Hawks.
3rd and 5, not too bad. They could still run the ball, they could throw the ball, and that's exactly what they need to be in. They don't want to be stuck in those 3rd and 10, 3rd and 9 situations.
Yeah, definitely a manageable situation. They're not backed up. It's not like it's 3rd and 15, and this is where we could see Belinsky, who had a good game against St. Paul, try to break a pass open here. He had a few big completions. So just give the ball over to Cochran, and Cochran has room to run across the sideline, and he's swallowed up past the 40. So Cochran hasn't seen the ball game offensively. Gets the ball there. Torrington wasn't expecting it, and a good call there by the offensive coordinator to trick this Torrington defense.
A lot of calls have been good calls this game, and I think they shout out to the O-line for that one. That O-line's making giant holes for them to hit, and running backs are hitting them.
That's it. That's all you got to do. And Torrington will take their 2nd timeout with 1:04 left here in the first quarter. Our last game against St. Paul, I know you weren't here, Zach, but that game was moving. Let me tell you, it was, guys would get 5 yards, 4 yards, first down, and then they keep the clock moving. They're both running teams. But this one, a little bit longer, as we've seen some big plays on both sides. So, a lot of first downs, especially. So Torrington probably just, I'm taking another timeout, maybe just discuss the game plan defensively here to stop the Hawks. Because so far, they really have not had an answer.
I agree. I understand the timeout, They really haven't been able to stop the Hawks. Every play, I think, has been positive yards. But that also only leaves them 1 timeout for the next quarter.
Yeah, it's true, for the rest of the quarter. And that could be very important coming down, inside 2 minutes. They have to make a 2-minute drive. Yeah, so get the ball to Krifka here, as he's tackled right there at midfield at the 50s.
Brings up a 2nd down. 2nd and 2.
That timeout could really mean something. They're trying to drive down, get some points on before halftime. That timeout could be the difference between 3 and none.
Yeah, absolutely. And especially how the Hawks doing there. Torrington's going to have to score. Their defense has really been struggling here. Ball right at midfield. And of course, the Krifka, he will get close to the first down marker. But good job by Torrington swallowing them up right there. It'll be about a third and 1, or third and 2. Spinski coming toward the sideline here as we'll wrap up the first quarter. It's the Hawks up 13-7 after 1.
Torrington, Red Raiders 7.
And Zach, a pretty good first quarter, so
definitely.
Your analysis.
The only Torrington points that came off one big run, a fluke, some missed tackles. It's just not even getting a hand on them. But now that I think they've really tightened up, and I think they're ready to hold them to 7 points for the rest of the game if they keep playing the way they are.
Yeah, like I said, like you were saying, after that initial run, that defense has really stepped up and done a good job against Torrington, who definitely has some good speed backs. We saw that guy in the first play. He's a big, powerful guy. He's a pretty speedy guy, but since then they've done a good job creating pressure on the quarterback. We saw Joe Shea with the big sack there, and then just bottling up the run.
Yeah, Torrington definitely has the speed for it. As long as they don't let them get to the outside, they should be fine.
That's it. So if you're just joining us, here's just a quick recap of the game. First play of the game, Torrington came out, scored a big 50-yard touchdown run. The Hawks got the ball back. On their first play offensively, they scored a touchdown. So a lot of scoring early. Torrington was then stopped by the Hawks defense. Hawks got the ball back. Turning up to be an Eddie Krifka run. Then Torrington got the ball back. They didn't score. Now the Hawks have the ball right here. The ball goes to Cochran, as he should have plenty enough for the first down. So another third down conversion there set by Zach Cochran.
That's been a familiar sight tonight. Third down conversions.
And another good thing here, the Hawks, they've been backed up on these drives too, and they're still able to break off these big runs and continue these drives, which is definitely resting up that defense, which is exactly what the Hawks want to do, keep that defense off the field as much as possible.
I think the key to those long drives has been so many running backs. When you have one running back, he's in for all those snaps, he's getting tired. But when you have 3-4 people that can run the ball, definitely getting some fresh legs out there constantly.
Yeah, having the addition of Russo, the freshman back, I think that's definitely important, having him on the roster. And then with the return of Kabusk, we're seeing some, like you said, some fresh rushers. So try to impose their will here offensively. Handoff goes to Krifka. He fights forward towards the 40-yard line.
As our former commentator would say, he kept those legs churning.
He's the big back. He's the guy who's going to get the ball for most of the game. He's out there about every single play and does a good job. He has a lot of stamina where he can just stay out there and
always ready to lower his head and run some heads.
Absolutely. Goes to Krifka as he stopped short of the first down. So about a 4th and 2 coming up. Hawks most likely will stay on the field here. Spolinski comes to the sideline here to get his play call. Sudden, Zach, it's gotten a little chilly. I mean, we had a beautiful day today. Temperatures unseasonably warm. We had it like almost up to the 70 today, but the sun's gone down and now the winds come out. It's gotten a little chilly.
This Woodland's run heavy though, so lucky for them, this wind won't affect them too much.
No, but a nice toss to Russo as he is able to get enough for the first of the Hawks. The drive continues as they came out with the heavy package there. Going with 2 tight ends.
And that two tight end set is really powerful because one of their tight ends is really a lineman. They just moved over there.
Exactly, having that extra tight end definitely adding some extra beef. Pay attention to the game. Boonski under center here. Cochran in motion, but the ball ends up in the hands of Krifka. He gets that ball past the 35-yard line. So 2nd and 7 upcoming. Ball goes to Kabuskin. He's got a lot of room, making a man miss, and it turns on the wheels right there. He's pushed out of bounds at the 6-yard line. 1st and goal upcoming for the Hawks.
Yeah, Kabuskin really getting to the outside, really able to just get to that sideline and make people miss.
You see, having him back, what he brings to the offense, that
X factor.
That X factor. You can turn on those afterburners, and then defenses have a tough time keeping up with them. As Bolinski dropping back to pass, moves out left, throwing that one to the back of the end zone.
Pass was incomplete into the end zone.
That ball thrown to Nick Russo, and I don't know exactly. That defensive back didn't look like he turned around.
Yeah, definitely. You heard the fans here even probably.
Oh yeah,
they were not happy with that not call.
You can hear the fans, the coaches. No one, no one at least on this side was happy with the no call. An interesting time for the Hawks to break out their first pass of the game inside the red zone. Saw Bolinski last game throw a costly turnover inside the red zone, so I'm surprised to see them try to throw the ball here. This running game has worked so well thus far. Give it to the power back Krifka, and he's looking to get the edge outside, and he goes in untouched. Another Hawks touchdown. Krifka's 2nd of the game.
And after all those nagging injuries, I think this is the game Krifka was hoping for.
Absolutely. Right now, 34, he looks fresh. He's got that speed. He's got that power. You know, he brings that both.
Doesn't look like that leg's bothering him anymore, that's for sure.
Yes, we'll see Angelo come out for the extra point. He missed his 2nd attempt, so he's 1 for 2, and this one is through the uprights and good.
Win doesn't matter to him.
I was going to say,
on that one.
Very gusty day, so you know it's going to be a tough day for those kickers. But 2 for 3 on the day as the Hawks pull ahead now 20-7 here with 7:59 left here in the 2nd quarter. Torrington needs an answer here offensively to just try to stay in this game and not get blown out before halftime.
If nothing else, they just need a couple first downs. I feel like they're really deflated right now. They haven't been able to do anything, and I think that's kind of getting to them. They had that one big play, and they haven't done much since.
And they're basically guaranteed good field position as the Hawks have been doing these squid kicks. So you know they're going to get, if they get that 1st and 2nd first down, then basically you'll be in that 4-down territory. It'll be interesting to see how this Torrington coaching staff decides to play things out here. Basically, Torrington has had that one bright spot of basically their first play of the game was their only bright spot in this game so far. Other than that, they've been dominated by this Woodland team. Who's coming off a big win against St. Paul's, a big upset. St. Paul coming in 5-1 to that game, and the Hawks were able to upset them on that Saturday game. This ball is actually kicked a little bit deeper here.
But returned to about the same spot.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say, they got the ball right across the 40-yard line. It'll start at right around the 43. And like you said, that's basically where they start anytime. Anyways, so
field position won't matter too much, though, when you're not getting the first down.
That's exactly what I was going to say. They need to get things going here offensively. And if I'm Torrington right now, everything's 4 down territory because it does not matter. The Hawks had the ball to start that last drive at the 1 yard line. They were able to go on a 99-yard drive to score that last touchdown. So if I'm Ben, I think everything's about 4 down territory. Doesn't matter what kind of field they're going to get. The Hawks are going to have a good shot offensively.
Yeah, they definitely don't want Woodland to crack this game open, so I think they need to take some risks and try to catch up.
Absolutely. So they had a good run there, so it's a 2nd and 9 upcoming. They're able to get that ball inside. As they go back inside.
Mary back up the middle again. Brings up a first down for the Torrington Red Raiders.
Number 8 seems to be really Torrington's feature back. He's short. He's not a very tall guy, but he's able to get low, underneath those offensive linemen and kind of hide himself a little bit. And then he's able to get that burst right at the line of scrimmage, and I think that's really what really helps him cut.
He's got that perfect mix of strength and speed, and that's why he's gotten that touchdown and that first down right there.
This time they'll give it to their big back, number 49. As he gets a nice run there right at around the 35-yard line. So 3 good runs here by Torrington so far. So it'll be about a 2nd and 2 upcoming.
Good for 8 yards. Brings up a 2nd.
And that's exactly what we said they needed to do. Just get some positive yards.
Yeah, and you said get 1 or 2 first downs. So far they've done a really good job on this drive. 2nd and 8, and it'll be a quarterback toss to the outside, and he's got all the room in the world to run. This one past the defense and into the end zone. So Torrington comes up with a big answer.
Good for a Torrington touchdown.
Time ran that speed, that jet option outside with the quarterback, and Hawks just didn't have numbers out.
We saw it pay off for Torrington, at least right there.
Yeah, Torrington had really been running that ball inside about every single play, but that time they flipped the script. The nice outside run. We'll see if this wind will affect this extra point attempt, as that one looked like it goes through, but there is a flag. It's a false start on Torrington, so they'll have to retry the extra point.
Windy night, a kick from another 5 yards back. They're only making it harder on themselves.
Exactly. This could make a big difference here. They decide what they want to do. Now backed up a little bit farther, and the quarterback's coming to the sideline here with the tee still in his hand. So it looks like they still will go for the extra point here. So back up, kick is up and good. So it does not matter. Does not matter after that false start penalty.
Yeah, but definitely not a habit you want to get into. You don't want to make it any harder for that extra point.
As Torrington comes up with a big answer here, as they've now narrowed the gap now to 20-14. Hawks still out in front with 6:19 left here in the second quarter. A nice quick drive, but now the Hawks, who have yet to been stopped offensively here, will continue try to keep that momentum going that they've had so far in this game.
Yeah, I think with this drive, not only try to get points on the board, try to run that clock out. Torrington has 1 timeout, give them as little time as possible, if any, to get down that field.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you said, Torrington had burned 2 of their timeouts defensively, trying to get things going. But yeah, like you said, that could become big. The Hawks are able to grind the clock down here, be up 2 scores, and you got to remember they also get the ball back.
If they can put some points up here, that'd be huge.
Yeah, really make a big difference. It's all right. Just so Russo will get the ball, and he'll return it right across the 35-yard line.
Return brings the ball out to about the 36, 38-yard line.
And once again, good starting field position for the Hawks.
Finkler, excuse me.
So like we said, a ground and pound, and it looks like the Hawks are coming out to do that again with only one man out deep. And that's exactly what they do. Nothing up the middle, though.
Russo with the carry. Got for a small loss. Brings up second and about 11.
And the biggest thing for Woodland is they don't want to get caught in these 3rd and deeps because it's hard to convert a 3rd and 11 running the football.
So after the short run there, Hawks are backed up for really the first time today. It's about a 4th and 11 upcoming. This one will go to the speed back Kabuski. He's got a lot of room to run. So he cuts it back inside, across the 45. He's able to get a lot of that yardage back.
And like I said, big thing for the Hawks, 3rd and manageable.
3rd and manageable, and you have it right here, about 3rd and 1 upcoming.
And Zach really showcasing that speed there, you know. Able to get to the outside, and then it's just a foot race along the sidelines.
Yes. There's no one there. You know you're in trouble. Yeah, I mean, it becomes a foot race at that point between him and the safeties.
And that's not a position you want to get into in that running back's kabusk.
Yeah, especially now that he has that power element as well. This one, ooh, looks to be stopped.
And it's picked up with the carry.
He may have lost a few yards there. He wasn't really able to get those legs churning. So it'll be a 4th down right about that same yardage, and I wouldn't be surprised if the Hawks take out the punt unit here. And that's exactly what they're going to do. So Josh isn't coming out, so even though he is in pads... Actually, no, my bad. They're still going. They're going for it. I was going to say, like, but come on, it's 4th and 1. They gotta be aggressive. Gotta keep this offense going. We've seen this formation before. It typically means the ball's going to Krifko. Actually, no, it's going to go to Bolinsky. As he's able to push that out forward. Good job there by the offensive line getting behind Bolinsky. Bolinsky got nice and low.
That's exactly what you have to do on those kind of plays. Rely on those big boys up front to do their job and just get a yard. That's all you need.
As you see some quarterbacks do that all the time. Good quarterbacks like Drew Brees, Tom Brady, both guys that are, really experts at that. And they talk about it all the time on TV. Get low and let your offensive linemen push you forward for those for that 1 yard. As this ball is in the hands of Russo, and he got absolutely nowhere as he stopped way behind the line of scrimmage. So that is not a good job by Russo cutting his losses.
Well, Woodland, what they really came on this ride to do, shoot clock, exactly what they're doing. A little over 3 minutes left. They can keep this going. I don't think Torrington's going to be able to put up points this half.
Well, right now they're backed up, though, on a 2nd and 15, as we see Bolinsky back to pass, and he's got nothing, and he's going to have to just hold on to that one and get sacked. And there was no one there protecting number 12.
Might have been a screenplay gone
Bolinsky
wrong.
got hit hard as he's holding on to his helmet.
With the sack.
He's taking some big hits against St. Paul as well. So this is a 3rd and 30 upcoming.
We talked about 3rd and long being the death of the Hawks.
Well, this is tough for any offense. 3rd and 30. It's 2 negative plays that just have been
really uncharacteristic tonight.
Exactly. Took the words out of my mouth. I'm sure the Hawks will just run this one.
Definitely play it safe. No turnovers.
Hey, give it to your speed guy, Kabos. You never know. He's got the edge. Oh! He was one defender away of breaking that one open.
That shoelace tackle saved not only a 1st down, but probably a touchdown.
Probably a touchdown. The Hawks will bring out the special teams unit here to punt. About a minute 50 and counting.
And we talked about this exact scenario, having 2 minutes to go down the field as Torrington, but only 1 timeout. It's not going to be easy, but
freshman Russo out the punt. That wind is going in the face of Russo. Yeah, he'll just take his time here. Torrington can't call it. Only has that 1 timeout. So Woodland calling the timeout here as
with 1:23 left in the half.
Still discuss this big special teams play upcoming.
Special teams not really talked about too much, but it wins games.
I don't know, Zach. Maybe you just take the delay game right there. I mean, what's the point in really taking the timeout and, I mean, what's another 5 yards here if you know you're going to punt it? And you never know. Maybe Torrington starts struggling and you can use those timeouts to get your offense back on the field. But hey,
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know. It's just an idea, I guess.
Extra 5 yards. They still got 2 timeouts. They haven't been using them so far because Torrington hasn't really given them a reason to use them.
No, so far, yeah, you got 2 timeouts left. It's be interesting to see how Torrington. I'm sure if you're Torrington right now, you're gonna try to get as many yards as you can. You try to get these points back. So all right, here we go. Russo in the punt as he muffs the snap. As now he'll just try to run and get some yards back. So now Torrington with a short field as they'll get the ball at the 38. Remember, Russo not the typical punter. Hassan typically got to do that, but his injury, they had to have someone else step up. Russo only had a punt one time in that last game against St. Paul. And actually got off a good punt, but this one muffled the snap. And now Torrington in prime position here, right at the 38-yard line with 1:15 left here in the second quarter. Let me know if I'm in the shot. Right? The run goes inside number 8. As Amar just holding on for dear life as he eventually makes the tackle. And that's enough for the first down, so the clock stops momentarily.
Let's go, defense!
Good enough for another Torrington first down.
Torrington
Ball's on the 26-yard line.
Taking their time here as the clock continues to move now inside a minute.
Woodland's in a good position if they can keep them running.
The handoff outside to the quarterback, and that's time they're stopped. Torrington only with that one timeout.
That's that same option we saw last time, but this time Hawks had numbers. They contained the runner. They contained the quarterback. They were able to stop it.
Yeah, like you said, they had that right. They had that same exact play go for a touchdown last time, but the Hawks, that time you saw a late movement there by the defensive line. You saw how it kind of shifted left, anticipating that run left, and that's exactly what they did. Hawks did a good job wrapping them up. So Torrington now with no timeouts left. We'll not be surprised if we see them take a few shots at the end zone here. Now with 41 seconds left on the clock in the first half, as they're trying to get these late points, try to get some late points here, and what might end up being the lead.
Yeah, they definitely have to take some shots, take some risks here, and I think Woodland really needs to capitalize on that to make sure they have the momentum and the lead going into halftime.
You got to be smart here defensively. Can't give up any big plays. Really make them earn it, and also you're really going to protect the sidelines here. So I'm sure that's exactly where Torrington will be throwing that football to stop the clock. So here we go, second down and around 8. It's a run inside number 8, and that's stuffed. So clock still continuing to move here. Now inside 30 seconds here in the first half. Torrington huddles quickly. Clock still moving. Now inside 20 seconds here in the first half. Here we go. And so they're going to throw it. Going to a short pass, which is tipped at the line of scrimmage and falls harmlessly incomplete. So 12 seconds left. Fourth down upcoming, and we'll be surprised if we see Torrington just take a shot at the end zone.
My question to you is, do they take the shot at the end zone, or do they risk it? This win, try to go for 3.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to go for 3, especially with this win. We saw the kicker kicked it. I mean, he did kick it through the uprights, but it was pretty darn close.
It was close.
So I don't know if he has, he's got the action. I don't know how much power he's got in that leg.
But yeah, they're going to like this.
And so here we go. The offense is out. 12 seconds on the clock. They'll probably have time for 1 or 2 points at the end zone. So a pass. And sacks. And it's Big Joe Shea in on the sack along with Jackson Henry. So the Hawks make an important defensive stand right before halftime.
Those are definitely some names you're going to hear a lot tonight.
Yeah, Joe Shea had that sack earlier on a big third down play, and now making a sack here on the fourth down.
Even a bigger one.
And that's even bigger as Torrington was trying to take the lead before half. So I'm pretty sure we're going to see the Hawks take a knee here, and they do have 2 timeouts.
I think a knee is definitely the way to go about it. Error-free, take it into the half.
They're moving Mills all over the place.
And we see a timeout here.
Yeah, we see a timeout, so
maybe Moffo's got something up his sleeve.
I don't know. Looking at the sidelines, looks like Tobo, or no, never mind, he's fine. I thought he was talking to the trainer, I thought he was talking to Dante. Hawks looking to pass it. Oh, like a bus. And it's a foot race. Yes, he is. What? No. Time expired. No way. He was in. He was in. He was in. That's back ball. Move, 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 move. Not again. Quick, 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 quick. Move.
That's not the first time we've seen the Hawks look like they're in the end zone at the end of the half, and the refs don't want to give it to them.
Yeah, I guess not. Watch out, watch out, watch out. It's halftime. Hawks with the 2014 advantage, so there's that play that Moffel had up his sleeve there. It was a pass play to Kabusk. So it looked like he got across the pylon. I mean, there was no referee there to really check where he was. The guy was coming from the other side of the field.
Definitely a questionable call, but
there was a lot. Now. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of positives you can take in that half, though. Hawks offense, you're good. Hawks offense. Other than that, second to last drive before halftime, the Hawks looked basically unstoppable offensively.
And even right there, they did.
Yeah, I mean, sure.
The only one that's stopping them right now is the refs.
Yeah, really. And then defensively, I think they did a pretty solid job. Really, just playing nice and tight.
Yeah, they were able to stop that drive they had going in the short field, and once again, one play that busted for a touchdown. I don't think they have too much to worry about on that side of the ball. Yeah, so really, either side of the ball.
So we'll get the ball here to start the second half. They're up 20-14, and yeah, we're gonna take a quick break.
Is he out or what?
He's in for sure. No, the pylon fell down. He was inside the pylon. You guys wanna do your halftime show?
Yeah, sure, man. I'm down. I'm not.
Yeah, we'll take a break.
No, let's take a break.
All right, we're back for the second half. Hawks in the lead here. 20-14, and it's a controversial end to the first half. Zach, you got to think that the Hawks, they've definitely been dominating so far here in this game. Dominated that entire first half, but got to say they left a few points on the board.
Yeah, definitely a momentum color that last play. Able to get all the way down the field and then questionably not call the touchdown. But they have a lot of good to take away from that. It was still a big play, and it still shows that they can pass and run on this Torrington defense.
Yeah. So we see a nice kick return there by the freshman Nick Russo, who had a big run. He was one of 3 touchdowns. Krifka had the other 2. Yes, basically we've seen a multitude of all 4 backs. Cochran had some big 3rd down conversions on one. Russo had the big run, and then Kabusk in his game back off injury, as we see a snap hit the ground.
Yeah, Krifka getting most of the carries. No surprise there. He's been their lead back. He's given them a reason for that to be their lead back, and we just have other guys contributing when they need to, and that's what's making this Woodland offense really work.
They're gonna have a good shot, as he is today. But not a good start. Low snap really hurt him there, but now they get the ball to Russo, who will get Deacon guys all the way up to the 40-yard line. It'll be another first down here for the Hawks.
And just like most of the first half, Woodland's running all over them. They're finding holes and jumping over people, swimming around people. But most importantly, they're getting those yards.
And credit to that offensive line, who's really been making those gaping holes at the Hawks. Hawks been spreading it out in the run game. Hawks taking their time here.
And it really takes a lot to be effective as a run-first team like this, because every team knows what you want to do on them, and the fact that they're able to still make it work at the rate they're making it work is great.
Yeah, and Krifka here with another good run as he's with a bounce off the initial contact.
Edit Krifka with the carry.
On his way to
7 yards. He's second down.
Very close to the first down marker. Or actually, about a 2nd and 6. I don't know, dude. I can't see over you. You're getting too tall, boy. No, you're good, bro. Just gotta hang out with my boy Zon over here. So 2nd down, upcoming. Handoff goes to Krifka inside. He bounced off that initial contact. Great job there. See, he was down. The ball came loose, but he was down. And the Hawks get another first down. Really good run there by Krifka. Looked like he could have been stopped in the backfield, but made a few guys miss.
Takes me out with that, with all that motion. I was looking in the wrong direction, and so is the Torrington defense, I think.
So it's really their only, really the only thing they can change offensively is, with all that movement, pre-snapped, how they are able to trick the defense.
And move the defense around, draw on offsides like we saw on the goal line. The wrong goal line, but still the goal line.
And it's a run outside to Russo, as he actually was able to find some room along the edge there.
Brings up a 2nd down. 2nd and a long 2.
So a good run there of about 8. So 2nd and 2 upcoming. So the Hawks are just right off to what they were doing there in the first half, dominating on the run game.
And most certainly, right where they left off. Big holes, and big running plays resulting with those big holes.
And this ball given to Russo, as it looks like he was close to that first line marker. Actually, it looked like he was stopped right at the line of scrimmage. So he'll come out for the 3rd and 1.
It'll be interesting to see what they do here. They could put it inside, put it outside. Really want to see how they're able to mix it up to keep this Torrington defense on their toes.
Yeah, this one could go to Krifka. They have the speed back Kabusk in there as well. So give it to Kabusk. He patiently waits. And was waiting for that hole to open up.
Some patient running.
You see, it's how they do in the NFL. You see good backs like Le'Veon Bell. That's really his trademark.
That's what he's famous for.
Waiting, and then going. He does it at a different rate than these guys, but he's a very different player. Get rid of what we have here. But yeah, good job, good patience there.
When you have great O-line like this, it's something you can afford to do.
Absolutely. Time faking the outside run with Cochran, and it goes to Kripka as he runs on in for his 3rd touchdown of the game. And the Hawks come out at halftime and put 6 points on the board.
Those 6 they should have had right at the beginning of the half. Or at the end of the half, I should say.
Yeah, this really could be an annihilation right now. The route could be on, but, you know, the Hawks definitely left some points on the field. You know, some of them, you know, they couldn't control, you know. Some of it was out of their hands, but
yeah, Woodland definitely has the foot on the neck right now. They're ready to finish them off.
Yeah, it's a bad snap by Farina as he'll just come back, and I believe that's a throw. If I was Farina, I probably just would have fallen right there, but I know thrown it away. I don't think it really does you anything.
Yeah, definitely not the best play right there. If that was ruled a fumble,
yeah, that could have been a free 2 points there by Torrington.
In a game of wind and missed extra points, a free 2 points is not what you need.
Yep. And they already gave him 2 points by missing 2 extra points. So by giving him another 2, it'd be really a 4-point swing on special teams.
Yeah, like I said, special teams. No one talks about it, but it wins you games, it loses you games.
That's it.
Like we saw in that Saints-Lions matchup, you know, a couple times. They either get pinned deep or just mess-ups, really. Just faults on special teams. That's a difference maker.
Yeah, Hawks they're kind of looking like the Saints today with the black, and they decided to whip out the gold pants today, something they don't typically do. But they did it this week as that ball's kicked out of bounds. That was nice of number 32 to blow up the kicker. Didn't know if he got that on camera, but
rolls out of bounds. Torrington will take over on there.
Sure, that felt good.
First and 10.
You guys did that for free for over $35 and Reading Eagle until a little while ago. I have the same thing.
Yeah, boy.
Like Alvin Kamara in the back.
Alright, here we go. Torrington coming out here on offense. They really need to get an answer offensively. They'll just go with the pitch outside. That one in the hands of number 40. A good tackle there. Edit Krifka doing a good job today of setting that edge. She's made
we said a lot today. Edit Krifka and good job.
A few good tackles. You know, wind's really starting to pick up now.
Santos with the carry.
You know, I was outside for most of the day today, and it was a very calm, warm day outside, but I don't know, when you get up here on the hill, especially, you know, during
top of the hill like we are.
Yeah, top of the hill, I mean, the wind starts to pick up. It's just completely different.
Jackson Henry in on that stop.
Where you going?
He's on 3rd down.
You can't wait. Just put it down right there. That's it, dude. So we got a big 3rd down upcoming. Torrington in their own. And it's a run inside, and number 8 was able to make a man miss. Farina, the only man left. So he's able to finally push him out of bounds out to 20. And number 8, I mean, sometimes he just gets that hole. Once he breaks free, he's a very dangerous runner when he's in space.
That was good by Mike Frieden to just, you know, slow him down, spin him around, and get him out of bounds.
That could have been a very critical mistake there.
Could have been a 6-point mistake right there.
So now the Torrington, after converting there on 3rd down, has the ball. Just a tad bit past the 20. So they give it to the back under center inside. So he plows ahead for a pickup of around 5. So 2nd and 5 upcoming. The defense will try to make another stop here near the red zone. They're able to do it right before the half.
Yeah, with that big sack by Jackson and Joe Shea, they held him to no points on that last drive, and we want to see him do the same thing here.
Yeah, stop, turnover could really make a big difference in the Hawks opening this game up. Torrington with 2 receivers out left. It's okay.
And another option.
And another option. The ball comes loose.
He's able to fall on it, though, and got back to the line of scrimmage, if that.
Ball's dropped on that pitch. Brings up a 3rd down. 3rd and 7.
Here comes a 3rd and 7. Torrington will try to convert here. This time it's the quarterback who keeps it. He stays on his feet and falls forward past the first down marker. Looks like the Hawks had him stopped. Quarterback kept the legs moving there and was able to pick up the first down.
Thought they would have called forward progress stop. You know, there were 4 Hawks on his legs, but he moved, wiggled, and got another 5 yards out of that.
And it's just an all-effort play there by the quarterback. Just churning those legs, and now they have a 1st and goal at the 5-yard line. Hawks looking to make a goal line stop.
That short field, I think they might have to use that trickery that they had.
And they just give it to number 8, and no problem. Easy 6 points there by Torrington.
Dylan Murray with the touchdown.
They narrowed the deficit. Now trailing only 26-20. It's the extra special teams unit come out.
As I say something. Like, oh, there they use trigger.
Listen. 5:42 left here in the 3rd quarter. Still anyone's ball game. It's 32. He's 2 for 2 today on extra points. And this one's blocked. And
I couldn't even tell who got that. There was a
handful of Hawks that got inside there.
5:42 left in the 3rd. It is the Hawks.
So the special teams pulls through. Deficit is only narrowed now to 6. Yep.
good effort play there by the Hawks, you know. Pushing, jumping, and making sure it doesn't go through the uprights. They don't want it to be a 5-point game.
Yeah, special teams, like you said, they could make an impact coming later into this game.
Especially, you know, if there's a drive, you know, with no time to spare, that's the difference between going into overtime and winning.
Winning, right. I couldn't see.
There were like five guys there.
I don't think that ball had a chance to go in. He kicked it like right at the line of scrimmage. Like, I think he hit one of his offensive linemen, to be honest.
No, like...
Yeah, like we're legit ready. We're looking at the same game.
Another low kick.
Another low kick.
A more
Still has not corralled that ball, but it looks like Mills came in there to help him out. A little scary. Special teams unit making us stay awake as the Hawks will start on the left hash. And at the 38.
And that would have been another big example of a special team.
Special teams.
Now Woodland's just gonna keep doing what they're doing. No reason to stop it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. We said it before. I'll say it again.
And this one will go to Cabus, the speed back. Being patient and getting this one across the 45-yard line. So about
7 yards, brings up a 7 and 3.
So second and a long 3 up coming for the Hawks. As far as total yardage is concerned offensively, the Hawks just have to be dominating Torrington.
Oh, most certainly.
They've worked with long fields, but on the scoreboard, it's still a one-possession game.
Yeah, and we even saw that play at the half go for about 40, 50 yards and not get a score out of it.
Skrifka does a good job of
with the carry.
Running over some guys over there. It's a power back.
First down.
It'll pick up around 4.
What I really love about it, you see him take this hit, you see him fall awkwardly. He's the first one back up.
He's a tough guy. He's a guy who has to play every single play of every single game, and he's just grinding, man. He's a grinder. He's also been dealing with a little bit of a leg injury too. As we see once in a while, we'll see a bike there on the sideline. He'll be on it, just trying to treat that injury.
On there. We don't know if that's nagging injuries. Maybe they're just flat out cold.
Yeah, probably. This one actually goes to Cochran, a guy we don't see get the ball often here, but he's making things happen as he barrels ahead, and he'll now pick up a first down.
He's making his case for a couple more carries.
Yeah, I believe that's only 3, and I think every single time he's got the ball, he's got a first down.
That's the stuff coaches like to see.
So typically, Torrington probably looking, all right, they're probably identifying where's Kabusk, where's Russo, where's Krifka, and that's probably the side they're going to run it. And then once in a while, you give the ball to Cochran, and then all of a sudden it's like, where did this guy come from? And Cochran, he's got a little bit of speed with him too.
And it's very hard to identify the ball carrier when they have 3 that can really, 4 actually, that could even do anything with it.
This one goes to Krifka. It's the power back, plows ahead, cross the 30-yard line, and taken down right around the 28-yard line.
Short of a first down, brings up second down.
So about a 2nd and 2 now.
That's exactly what I was talking about, bouncing up. Someone takes a tackle, someone falls on him, and he's sprinting back to the line of scrimmage.
Both these offenses, especially Woodland today, this has been, a night and day from what we've seen. We saw them play very good against Wolcott before the bye week, and then
just came up that little bit short.
Just came up a little bit, yeah. It was just because the defense couldn't make any stops. They scored enough there. So another ball goes to Cochran, and Cochran will just get another first down.
4 carries, 4 first downs.
The speed back number 5, making things happen.
But not before getting another one of the Hawks. First down.
Just get the entire crowd. First down. I don't know. First and 10. Once he giving instructions to his back, Krifka. So the ball goes into the hands of Krifka as he's spinning and turning. And picking up around 4 yards there, so 2nd and 6. So the Hawks just methodically moving the ball, letting that clock wind. Now 2:25 and counting.
That's exactly what they need to do for to win this game. Their offense is very it mends well with holding a lead.
Yeah, we've barely seen Torrington's offense come out. This is basically what we've been seeing the entire game. The Hawks on the field, and once in a while they just break open one of them big runs.
But more importantly, what they're doing with these long drives, they're keeping that defense rested. That defense isn't getting tired out like we saw in a lot of games. The Naugatuck game, the Wolcott game, and that's really what's led them to this lead so far.
You see a tough a loss there. There's a loss of around 3, so it'll be a tough situation here. Spolsky might have to throw the football here. We saw him get sacked one time, but then threw it once to Kabusk, who was left untouched. So now on the gun. It's a screen pass to Mills. He'll try to get some blockers out wide as Mills falls ahead. You depend on what the spot is here.
Matt Mills with the reception.
No, it'll be a 4th down, so they get pretty close. It'll be definitely a 4th and manageable here. If you see no sign of special teams unit coming out, looks like they'll bring out the jumbo package. Do you know that person, Jack? So 4th and 2.
And even if they don't get it here, the Torrington offense is pinned deep.
Yeah, that definitely helped out the defense. We saw the man in motion. Toss to him, and he got it. And he's got a lot more as he'll go in for 6.
Forget a short field, that's 6 points.
Hey, I'll take the 6 points. As the Hawks will be up now by 2 possessions. And I would not be surprised if we see the Hawks go for 2 here.
And
So
make it a
try to make this a
14-point game.
Exactly.
Especially in a game where wind is a huge factor.
And huge factor.
We've seen a missed PAT, a mishandled one. We saw one blocked on the other side.
That's it. And then we saw a muffed punt as well. So, yep, the wind has played a factor here, especially in special teams. So Hawks with a 32-20 lead momentarily. They'll try to go for 2. It's an outside run to Russo, but a flag before the play, and it looks like it'll be a false start.
Procedure call on the Hawks.
What does Jake Paul music? Easy, don't dab on the Mainers.
I'm Jake Paul. Damn.
Dude, the Palmers are out here from Lake, bro. As now the 2-point conversion will be way backed up here. Way backed up. They're at the 8-yard line. So they'll do another screen pass to Mills, and Millsy is going nowhere. So the 2-point conversion is no good.
No good.
Not a huge risk though. Still a 2-score game, and that's what matters most. They have to get in the end zone twice just to tie it up.
Exactly. That false start penalty really killed them though. But Hawks capping off another big drive where they were able to answer a Torrington touchdown. Now with 33 seconds left in the third quarter, Torrington, I mean, so far every single time they've needed to get points, they've gotten them. And this is this is a prime situation for them, or it's a prime situation here for the Hawks defense to end this game. What up, boy? What's up, dog? Working tomorrow?
Yeah.
What time?
10 to 6.
Same, boy.
12 to 6.
10 to 7.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
12 to 6. Now they're having a switch. Oh, okay. Wait, what time do you work?
8 to 1.
Switch? Yeah. Wait, you narrate this? Yeah.
We're narrators. Poetry in motion. Right now. It's live, actually.
Okay, with 31 seconds left.
Yeah, they can probably hear it.
Torrington will take over on their 40-yard line.
You ready?
I was ready.
I tried to walk out. I was like, that's not loud.
Torrington coming out here.
What, there's parking back there?
2 receivers out wide. And it's a quarterback keeper. Damn, boy. Should be about a 2nd and 1.
Picked up about 9 yards, brings up a 2nd and long 1.
Zach, we're just in perfect sync today.
Yeah. Taking the word. We're finishing each other's sentences.
I was going to say sentences, but what are you going to do? You win some and you lose some. Damn it. 2nd and 1. And it's a quarterback keeper, flag on the play. Because it looks like they still had a man in motion there. So the illegal motion will back Torrington up 5 yards. This is about a 2nd and 6.
Penalty called against Torrington.
Something good for the Woodland defense, who's thrived on opportunities this whole game.
And here's an opportunity right here. The quarterback is unaware of having that guy in motion, snap the ball, and it cost him 5 yards.
Brings up a 2nd and a long 6.
They had 2 guys.
Torrington.
No one was. I think they had 2 guys moving. I think they have to be somewhat set. Like they have to shuffle.
And you see the entire Woodland team putting their 4s up.
Yep, and it's the third quarter is officially in the books here. Hawks up 32-20. Today's just been a dominant day for the Hawks offense. They've been going up and down the field all game.
Yeah, with little to no resistance.
Other than that one Torrington stop before the half, and then I guess you can call that last drive was a stop for Torrington too. I don't know if I call that
a Torrington stop, but
yeah, this is true. But other than that, it's been Hawks touchdowns on every drive. So the defense just needs to finish the game right now.
As a defensive player, you're loving this game. You're nice and rested, and you don't have to do too much.
Yeah, and you got the lead, so
you just got to play it safe. Don't do any dumb things, really, and win this football game.
Yeah, you should be in good shape for the rest of the game. So here we go. Torrington, seeing that exotic formation they typically say in, and they give it to the speed back number 8. He runs his own man over and is tackled right near that 40-yard line. So a big gainer on second down. Sets Torrington up with another 1st and 10.
And if there has been a bright spot, it's been number 8. Big carry. Busted the first play for a touchdown.
Yeah, like we said, when he's in space, once he gets past that second level, it's really hard to stop him with his speed and elusiveness.
Like we were talking about before, if they're able to bottle that up, the game's theirs.
Yeah, no, I think they're the Hawks right now. I mean, number 40, I mean, he's a pretty decent back. We saw the quarterback run for 1 touchdown, but number 8's the one that's got to burn. He's the one that's going to burn you, so you got to really focus in on him. And if you're Torrington, you're really just trying to get him the ball at any point. You know,
definitely. He scored the first touchdown for him, and he certainly set up the second one. He had a couple of big runs, hurdling over people, and then running around people.
That third touchdown was his as well. So, and number 8's been really the X factor for Torrington on the offensive side of the football.
Oh yeah.
Clock moving now, 10:47 and counting. 2nd and 9, Torrington will drop back to pass with time, looking for a man deep. It is caught. And number 5 will waltz on into the end zone. Touchdown. Basically a prayer for Torrington. The quarterback just got it up there.
Yeah, we saw
Champagne stumbled, and Jacob Coleman, the man, with the touchdown for Torrington.
We saw D. Lyman, who had a perfect lane on the quarterback, just tripped on his own feet, and then we saw Champagne trip on his own feet and a tip drill in for 6.
Tough break there for the Woodland defense that was looking to make a crucial stop at a big touchdown for Torrington as they just will not go away.
We were talking about. They started with one. They started with that. It was close to 70-yard touchdown by number 8. Now they got this.
That time they go for 2 and they get it. Looked like Moore had him for a loss, but he was able to bounce off of Moore, and he gets on into the end zone. So make this game now 32-28 with 10:32 and left in the 4th quarter, and the Hawks offense go back on the field, try to answer another Torrington big touchdown.
No, the good thing for the Hawks, the Red Raiders still need to get in the end zone. A field goal won't cut it.
That's it. And if you're the Hawks, I mean, I know we've said it, you know, they've been very commanding on that offensive side of the ball, but, you know, one stop for that Torrington defense, and this becomes a very, very interesting game.
Most certainly. They need to make sure they take their time, go down the field, and
they have to score. That's the bottom line. They got to keep answering.
Most importantly, no unforced errors.
No unforced errors. Turnover here would absolutely kill you. And special teams right here, you got to focus in. You got to watch out for one of those onside kicks. And they did it last time, and it was pretty darn close. The Hawks are lining up like it's going to be an onside kick here.
Definitely taking the precaution.
They're taking that precaution. They're not going to let. So I mean, Watertown's got a lot of room right there in the middle. It's a high kick, but this one's shanked it way out of bounds. So the Hawks will get the ball, some good field position after the ball is kicked out of bounds.
The optimal drive right here for the Hawks. Go down the field, take 5-6 minutes off the clock and put up a touchdown.
That's
going to put them in a very good spot, and it's going to make it very hard for Torrington to come back from that. Especially in the streaky offense they've had this far.
Absolutely. And also get the ball at the 35-yard line. Still just trying to impose themselves on the ground here and finish up this game. First carry will go to the freshman Russo, who's nice and patient, cuts inside, stiff arms a man, and is tackled out of bounds a little bit late, and they're going to give him another 15 yards.
Russo with the carry, which was good for a first down. There is a flag on the play.
Ran for 15, and it looks like he's going to get another 15.
Yep, it's a big, costly turnover there by Torrington. So Hawks not get the ball in opponent territory with a free 15.
And when he's already going out of bounds, that's the last thing you needed.
No, and number 40 right now, he's going to come out real quick. Get probably a stern talking to from his head coach.
And that's a very nice way to put it, a stern talking to. But, yeah, he'll definitely have an earful on the sidelines.
6-yard line of Torrington, where the Hawks take over. First and 10.
Ball goes to Krifka, and he's just able to get back to that original line of scrimmage at 35.
That was
so
good.
A 2nd and 10 upcoming.
He was met even before the line of scrimmage, where he was able to twist, turn, and just fall forward to get a yard out of that.
And for the Hawks right now, I mean, it's another home game for them. They do have 3 wins on the season, but surprisingly, all 3 of those games have been on the road. So the Hawks really making it a goal this week to get that first win at home.
Yeah, give the home crowd something to cheer for.
Yeah, and protect this home turf as Russo's propelled ahead for another 4 yards.
Nicholas Russo with the carry.
About a 3rd and a long 6.
4 yards. Brings up to 3rd and 6.
So the big spot in the game right here. A 3rd down.
And I think it's more than possible. We see them try to bust one outside and try to get a first down out of this.
Absolutely. Got a lot of room out there on the right side, and we see Kabusk, and I believe he'll most likely be the one getting the ball. They got a goal line up. They took out Cochran and put him more into the game, and they were only able to give it to Krifka, and he only got about 2 yards there. So it's like a set of a 4th and around 2. And now the Hawks will spread it out. Kabusk coming up wobbling just a bit.
Yeah, he definitely doesn't look 100% on those sidelines. And after battling injury for that long, you hate to see that.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to be accompanied by a trainer, so maybe just a little tweak. Huh? Got no idea what he's talking about. Also call a timeout to discuss what they're going to do here.
Hawks.
Definitely a good use of a timeout. This is a big play in this game.
Yeah, I mean, if Torrington gets this ball back, he can make this game a lot more interesting.
Definitely. This is the difference between Torrington going down the field or Woodland possibly putting up 6.
Right. So, they are definitely in good field position here. No point in punting it, pinning them.
Yeah, punt really doesn't serve any purpose here, so they're just going to say, give a chance at the first down, and if not, they still have a long field.
And there's still plenty of time here for Torrington to get back in this one. 8:20 left. And worst case is the Hawks don't get it, Torrington scores, and the Hawks will most likely still have time left on the clock.
Oh, most certainly. To
score as well. So you go, a big 4th down upcoming here. Russo, Cochran, and Krifka make up the backfield for the Hawks. Mills the man out wide. It's going to go to Russo, and he's had some good success today. He got the edge, and he's dragged out of bounds, and it's plenty enough for another Hawks first down. Russo, the freshman, really making a big impact in today's game.
Yeah, and really getting a lot of carries. You know, he came in, he only really saw his emergence once there was an injury. You know, he had to step up, take a couple carries at the end of the game, and he's proved himself night after night after night, and now he's second in carries right now.
Yeah, when Kabus got injured, they looked for a fourth guy, and that's been Russo, and now with Nuss out and Kabus back, Russo's really solidified himself in this run game. So 1st and 10. So give it to Kabusk. Ooh, just keeps those legs churning, and he's tackled right around the 15-yard line.
And good job by him falling forward.
Yeah, good job. Absolutely. Seems to be in and out. Maffa really trying to probably just limit his carries until he's back to 100%. We know this is his first game after coming off an extended injury.
Yeah, when you have this many players that are capable of doing great things with the ball, the last thing you need to do is injure someone when there's someone else that could do exactly what he's doing.
That's it. This ball goes to Russo. He's just such an elusive back, making those jump cuts and
those
making guys
cutbacks.
miss. So 3rd and 1 upcoming. And in this short situation here, wouldn't be surprised if they give it to Krifka.
Yeah, all they got to do is just push forward for a yard or two.
Yes, there's some guys moving there at the defensive line, but luckily it didn't make any difference as the ball went to Krifka and he got it first.
And when Krifka's the one with the ball in his hands, it typically doesn't. Those power that he has in those legs, it's hard to stop him.
Now the Hawks just have to make this. It's got to get these 6 points on the board. It's done a good job. Big 4th down conversion on this drive, and now inside the 10-yard line, right around the 5. Hawks have been very successful when they've been in the red zone. I believe they've had to have been 100% today. Went into the red zone. This ball will go to the freshman Russo. He's looking for the edge. Gets towards the pylon, and he's in.
He's
touchdown, Hawks.
The refs aren't going to take that one away from Woodland. Now they're in the end zone.
Not that one. Got toward the pylon, but was able to walk in. The O-line just continue to create these holes outside.
Yeah,
Russo, I believe that's number 3 for him today as well. So 3 for Russo, 3 for Krifka.
When you have a great O-line like they do, and when you have a mix of backs, you have a power back in Krifka, you have an elusive back in Russo, and you have a speed back in Kabus, it's really dynamic, and we've seen that here today.
As we see Automatic Angelo hit the extra point. So 6:19 left. Hawks are up 39-28.
Now it's really important there. It's a dog. It's a 2-possession game.
Absolutely. Now if Torrington scores, they can't take the lead right now. So, yeah, like I said, extremely important.
And unless they go for 2, they need a 2 and a field goal, like a touchdown, a 2-point conversion, and a field goal just to tie.
That's it.
In 6 minutes, not a lot of time.
Torrington has all their timeouts, though. They weren't as wasteful as they were in the first half with their timeout. So
that could serve them well if they're able to keep it close.
That will serve them well. I think the Hawks, they burned 1 right before that 4th down.
But we saw that obviously pay off and get him in the end zone.
Thanks, boss. Hawks electing to kick it from the right hash. This ball's picked up by number 8. He spins. He's tackled past the 40-yard line, right around the 41. Out here, the Hawks defensively right now. No big plays.
Bend, don't break.
Bend, don't break. I'll take those 5-yard, 8-yard runs anytime, but
as long as they're staying out of the end zone, it's fine by me.
That's it. We can give up a touchdown here, but if Torrington wastes most of the clock,
And they've been a very run-dominant team so far. They've liked to go with the run more than the pass.
That's it.
And that's not in your favor if you're trying to manage that clock.
And if you're the Hawks right now defensively, you gotta keep an eye on where number 8 is, and he's out there now catching the balls in the backfield, making guys miss, spinning, but getting a pick up around 8 there. So good job by the Hawks making the tackle. Go ahead.
The key to stopping him: wrap him up and don't let him get to the secondary.
That's it. Once he gets the second level, and gets the afterburners on, it's tough to stop him because he's so fast. Hold on to that camera, please. So 5:45 and counting. That wind's really whipping now.
And that's going to make it a lot harder for Torrington to pass.
Yeah, just be a quarterback keeper here. It's quarterback hurdles. I believe that was Tobo he hurdled over.
Quarterback keeper.
He's able to get first down.
Mike doesn't have a shirt on. Right about the
Mike!
Mike can't.
It's going to hit.
We're gonna get salmonella.
First and 10 upcoming. Looking to pass it here over the middle and incomplete. Ooh.
And Champagne definitely redeemed himself right there.
Yeah, pretty close to getting a pick right there. Quarterback kind of spiked the ball. If that was a straight pass, that could have been a big turnover for the Hawks. With 5:08 left in the fourth quarter. Codes. I can't see that. I gotta see the field. Take one for the team. And ball's out. And they're gonna say down by 4 progress there.
And not the turnover the Hawks wanted, but the big defensive play they needed. Stopping them behind the line of scrimmage. 3rd and forever.
That's Tom Barnard, the big D tackle, making the stop there inside. And a 3rd and around 12. Upcoming for the Red Raiders. It'll be a pass play, and he'll have to throw this one across his body, but he's able to make the catch.
Flag down.
5 makes the catch, and he's out of bounds, but there is a flag on the play.
There are penalty flags down on the field. Looks like the ball's coming back.
They're bringing that ball back. Looks like a holding. Did they get on you, dude? I think it got on my shoulder.
Holding call on Torrington.
Like looked down, I was like,
My bad, dude. Good. It's so lit, bro. I'd rather have it be like that than just
with that.
Mr. Faust, assistant principal. So finally we got the ball spotted.
And we talked about 3rd and forever. And it's 3rd and forever.
It's 3rd and forever as the Hawks just have to play prevent here defensively. Russo, the man playing center field, still to go with a screen pass to number 8. As he is tackled
Wrapped up,
out of bounds. Tackled by the big D end, Joe Shea, and Moore as well.
And Moore making sure he doesn't get that penalty, putting those hands up, saying it wasn't me.
Yeah, Joe Shea as well. He's just finishing his tackle, getting that guy out of bounds. Because we know number 8, once he breaks one tackle, he looks like he could go for a while. So here we go. It's a big play here. It's a 4th down. I don't know, man. That's about a 4th and 19, 4th and 20. Let's say 4th and 20. So So if you're the Hawks right now, you just got to be ready for a trick play. Because the ball will most likely be in the hands of number 8. Because we know quarterback number 11 really can't get it that far.
A pass.
It's a pass. He just spikes it right into the ground. Pass is incomplete. Hawks defense is able to get off the field with 3:45 left. And this offense just try to run this clock out.
They just got to do what they do best. Run that rock.
That's it, man. And just let that clock continue to run. Stay in bounds. As long as that clock's moving, you're in good shape.
Definitely.
With 3:45 left.
You see that Hawks defense happy on the sidelines.
The Raiders 28 wouldn't take over on the Raider 47-yard line. First and 10.
Who? We run the ball here with Nick Russo. She stays in bounds. Clock will stop out of bounds, but he was able to pick up enough for the first down.
Oh, but he looks hurt. He's on the ground.
Is he? Yeah, it looks like Russo. He's down.
Yeah, we saw Farina jumping up, and now we see Russo on the ground. I don't know what happened.
It's on the sideline, so we're going to continue play. Trainer, come on over. Take a look at him.
And based on Mike Farina's reaction, I think it looked pretty nasty.
Well, I don't know. They got a lot of guys over there huddled around him.
The way Russo dropped, the way Mike was reacting, it does not look good.
I don't know. They look like they're just stretching him out for now.
We're hoping that's all it is. That's for sure. After what he's done today.
Especially, I mean, he plays both offensively and defensively. And
not disappointed on either end.
No, he's been
the exact opposite.
He's been a key contributor both sides of the football. As a freshman, has really made a name for himself here. Really after that Naughty game. That Naugatuck game. And he was really at the back that was getting the majority of the yards. And ever since then, we've seen him just blossom into just a great player. And the Hawks will be excited to have him for another 3 seasons.
Oh, definitely. You know, when he hits that weight room for another 3 years, he's going to be a scary guy to tackle.
Oh, yeah. This ball goes into the hands of Krifka. He plows ahead.
If he has the power of Krifka and elusiveness like that,
oh yeah, it's going to be. It's going to make life tough for defenses around the NBL.
Oh, certainly. He's going to be the last person they want to see running the ball at him.
So 3rd and 2, clock's continuing to move. It's about 2:15 and counting in the 4th quarter. Torrington needs to make a big stop here. They want any chance of a comeback. So it'll be a quarterback keeper with Walensky.
Looks like he gets it.
Walensky. We'll mark him short of the 4th down, or the first down, so it'll be a 4th and 1. Might need a measurement on that.
And I think they're going to call him short.
So 4th and inches upcoming. The clock continuing to move now.
Now it's a battle in the trenches.
So we'll see Russo come on back into the game.
That's good. After we saw him fall down on the sideline, we saw some reactions from the Woodland sideline. Didn't look good, but
not as serious as
he's out there.
We anticipated.
And if you're going to be wrong about the injury, that's the way I want to be wrong about it.
This ball will go to the hands of Krifka, and he will get more than enough for a first down. As the Hawks will just take maybe a knee here, and we'll be able to wrap this game up. So the Hawks will put on another victory, make that 4 on the season. Just watch out because they're going to. Dude, impeccable timing. Hawks pick up win number 4 on the season. Polinski take one knee in that victory formation. Woodland Field just need one more here.
And you're hearing a happy Woodland crowd.
Yeah, happy Woodland crowd. They'll have their last home game next week against Kennedy before they play their Thanksgiving game against Seymour. One last knee, and that'll do it. The Hawks pick up the big victory here at home, their first of the season. Final score, 39-28. It was a great game for the Hawks offense and the defense.
Offense looked great. Defense looked good. They just had 2 touchdowns as a result of like
Post-game show?
some big plays.
Yeah, just needed to have some
Shut up.
just needed to have some situational defense. And
yeah, they were able to pull it off. That's what matters most.
They're playing against a good Torrington running game. Now, especially with number 8. Big win for the Hawks. So we'll see you next week when we play Kennedy.